What is going on, Twintendo Nation? We finally got confirmation that Pokémon Sun and Moon are real. We had a very interesting teaser trailer in a way, because we only actually got 10 seconds of really fast clips of kind of concept art on Pokémon Sun and Moon. So I've gathered up all the information I can find. This is going to be a trailer breakdown and an analysis. So if you do enjoy this, make sure to drop a like and comment in this video. Also, the question of the day, where do you think Pokémon Sun and Moon is going to be based? Because it's not going to be Kalos by the looks of it or the sounds of it, and I'll explain why in this video. So I'm thinking it's going to be either South America, somewhere in South America, or Hawaii. I'm thinking Hawaii, to be honest. That's the bet I'm going to go with. But anyway, let's jump into this trailer analysis. So first of all, I'm just going to talk about information from the official website for Pokémon Sun and Moon. Now this is what it says. Pokémon Sun and Pokémon Moon are coming out for systems in the Nintendo 3DS family in late 2016. So first of all, there's confirmation it is on the 3DS, and this is the interesting part. It says, with a new world, new Pokémon, and new adventures to discover. So by a new world, it's a new region. It's not going to be Kalos, otherwise it would have said return to Kalos at the 7th part, or something like that, because that was one of the theories. Also, new Pokémon seems to suggest it is 7th generation, which is interesting, and then obviously new adventures to discover is just obviously a new storyline, and new adventures obviously. So that's very interesting, because there was still a debate about Gen 6.5 and Gen 7, you know, which one is it? I think it's a new generation. It's just crazy, guys. It's come out of nowhere, this. But anyway, let's go on to the screenshots from what I found. Now, we can see here Junichi Masuda, who is the director of Pokemon. He's looking at these screenshots and concept art, and these seem to be all part Pokemon Center. So first of all, it seems to be like a round Pokemon Center. They've gone from a round interior. The walls are all round. There's no, well, there aren't really any walls. It's just one big wall. And what they've got is a healing area in the middle, which we can just about see on some of the screenshots. And there seems to be two shops, one on the left and one on the right. Now the one on the right definitely seems to be a Pokemon. It's blue, and obviously that's where you buy your items and your Pokeballs. The one on the left, I can't really tell, it's orange. It looks like it could be a cafe. I can't make out whether that's a coffee cup kind of symbol on, you know, the shop. That's why I was thinking it could be Brazil, because they're kind of famous for their coffee beans and stuff. So I'm not 100% sure though, and also we can see in another part of the screenshot that it's definitely the Pokemon in the right corner, so that's very interesting to see. We also get to see the outside of these Pokemon Centers, and what's interesting is there's two different designs. I'm not sure whether they're both for Pokemon Centers or one's for Pokemon Gym perhaps, but we can see one has a Pokeball-like designed roof with how it is arranged with all the exterior and glass and stuff, and the other one just doesn't have that. Now, I'm not sure if one's a gym, as I've said, but the thing is, they look too similar if one was a gym and one's a Pokemon Center. I think they want to make them look a bit different, so if it was a gym, they'd probably use different colours. So I think they're just two different concept designs for Pokemon Centers, but we'll just have to wait and see, guys. Next up, we can see vehicles, which is pretty interesting, because we've never had vehicles in Pokemon before. Well, I mean, we have, but not too much. So first of all, we've got obviously the infamous Mew truck. You know, is Mew hiding under that truck in Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow? Turns out probably wasn't, obviously, but it's still interesting. And in Generation 5, we kind of got introduced to, you know, moving cars and traffic for the first time, although it was kind of really basic and it didn't really look great, to be honest, in my opinion. So I'm not sure what they're going to be doing for these vehicles, but as we can see, we've got a few detailed ones, and we got, first of all, trucks everywhere. I've not seen a car, by the way, guys, throughout all these screenshots, so I'm not sure if it's just going to have trucks. There's also an ambulance with a Pokeball style back door, which is really interesting, and a yellow fire truck with a Blastoise attached, which is really cool. Not sure if that's a real Blastoise or not, but it'll be cool if they kind of implement a real Pokemon to help out, kind of like how they've done in the anime before. Interesting point, by the way. Blastoise is on a chariot by the looks of it, so it's kind of like similar things to Gladiator and stuff. And the Nordic gods of the Sun and Moon rode chariots. It's kind of like in their bio. It's the first thing I read up on yesterday. A subscriber mentioned it to me, which is really interesting. And Xerneas, Yveltal and Zygarde are also based off Nordic gods as well. So it's just something to keep in mind. I personally don't think they are linked to Nordic gods, because I think this is new generation, as I've said. But just in case it isn't Generation 7, it's very interesting to keep that in mind with the Nordic links, but again, it could just be, you know, nothing at all. Also, like to mention that in Hawaii, I was just googling, I saw a yellow fire truck, so again, it could be a strong link to it being based in Hawaii, but again, we've got ages to find this out probably. You can also see a Wingull next to a yacht or a boat. It's kind of a cut-off image, so it's really hard to tell what's going on there, but it looks like a really hot area surrounded by water, similar to Hoenn. Very interesting. Blurry image of a house, by the way, with a truck parked outside. You know, like I said, we can't see any cars, but we get to see this image a bit clearer later, and it looks like it's a hotel or a motel because it has a big slacking sign on top, which would make sense for like staying at maybe like a sleazy motel, and it's kind of like designed like one, but again, it could be absolutely anything. It's really hard to tell at this stage, but it's interesting, definitely. We can also see inside of a building here. Can't really make out anything because it's just so blurry, because obviously they don't want us to see too much. Yeah, it looks similar to X and Y, so it's definitely going to be similar to X and Y's engine, because obviously it's on the 3DS, so don't expect too many changes from that. And I can't work out this image. This is one image I can't really tell. It could be the trainer's bedroom, perhaps. It's definitely a layout of some sorts of a room or a house, and I just can't tell what it is. Also at the bottom you can see a very small image, what seems to be a rainforest, so again, could be Hawaii, could be somewhere in South America like the Amazon, because they both have kind of rainforests, so interesting there. We also get to see some concept art here which shows both trainers, male and female. The female trainer looks similar to Serena, which is interesting. Again, it could just be a new design trainer, or they're just using Serena as a placeholder before they actually, you know, design their new female trainer. I don't know, it's really difficult to make out what is, you know, going to be kept in this game and what's just concept art. It's interesting though. Now there's also a lot of water type Pokemon shown around this building, so I'm thinking, whether is this place an aquarium or is it just a region is surrounded by water, because obviously we can see the silhouettes of water type Pokemon like Staryu and Spheal, so it's very interesting. And also there's a 3D model of a new Pokemon, and this isn't Fletchling. I thought it was Fletchling at first, and then, you know, Cerebi reported saying it's a new Pokemon, and looking at it, yeah, its head's different, its body's different, it's got a similar colour scheme at the moment, but we don't know what it's going to end up like. But yeah, that's a new Pokemon, and like we saw at the start of this video, on the official website they did mention new Pokemon, so there are going to be a whole wave of new Pokemon, which is awesome. And that's pretty much it. Only 10 seconds were really shown in this trailer, and most of it was just a build up to this. So it was slightly disappointing, that trailer, but that's all I could find. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like, really appreciate the support. And guys, if you want to stay up to date with Pokemon Sun and Moon, definitely subscribe. This is the place to be. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to answer the question of the day. Where do you think Pokemon Sun and Moon is going to be set? Looking at this, I'm going to go with Hawaii, as I said, but anyone is welcome to suggest anything. So thank you so much for watching guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. Peace!